Hey everyone, Andrei from CFX Films here, and today we're going to be taking a look at WordPress. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have enough knowledge and motivation to try out WordPress for yourself and make some cool websites. So, what is WordPress? Well, WordPress is an open source blogging focused tool that lets you create websites quickly and easily. There are two different versions of WordPress, WordPress.com and WordPress.org. .com is mainly for blogging because WordPress, the company, handles all the domains and hosting for you, but you don't have access to plugins, so it's much harder to customize your site to get it exactly how you want it to look. WordPress.org is the opposite of that, where it gives you full access to the list of tools that it provides. So the themes, the CSS editor, so you can customize your code, and plugins, so you have custom behavior or widgets placed around your site if you want to. So whenever you first load up the WordPress website, you're going to be welcomed by this login screen. Now you have to create an account. You can create an account from the hosting service that you're using. So I'm going to sign in here. And my password's already saved. So we're just going to log in. And then you're going to be taken to this dashboard. So whenever you log in, you're always going to be taken here. So there's not much you can do on this specific page, just the dashboard alone, but it lets you know a little bit about what's currently on your site. So again, I have one post, 12 pages. There aren't really any posts that are public because my site uses only pages, sorry. So if I was using posts, it would be more of a blog site, and this site is not, and I'll show you the site in a second. I'm using version 4.1.1. This is the latest stable release as of this point. Today is March 21st. So they are currently working on a 4.2 beta, as you can see here. So it's released, but it's not exactly stable. So I wouldn't recommend trying their betas. So let me show you the site really quick. This is a site for projectreven.com. This is a website that I developed. This is for a feature film that I am co-directing, producing, and the audio lead for. And this is for Limitless Productions. So this is one of the production companies that I'm part of. And this is a pretty simple site, generally. This is a poster I made for one of our characters. It's a Star Wars fan film. So a lot of lightsabers and sci-fi, except we can't use Star Wars in our name, so we're just calling it Revan. I made this background. And basically the way this works is I have to install a theme in the beginning. When you first load up your site, you usually get a default theme that comes with WordPress. It's usually the 2014 or 2015 themes, respectively, according to the time of the year it is, or whatever WordPress decides is a pretty standard site. And this is one that I chose. I chose this theme recently. I changed a little bit of the actual HTML code to change the colors of some of these buttons. Like when you hover over, it turns white. I changed that in the editor, and I'll show you that once I get to it. I'll be going down the list of options that was on the menu bar on the left. So you have the menu bar, and when you click the buttons, there's basically a page that loads up. So this is a page, not a post. The gallery, we have posters and promotion. So it's all the posters that I made, and you just keep going down the line. And this is kind of cool too. You can also set links that take you off of the website and to our YouTube page, which is where we have all our behind the scenes videos that are linked to our film. I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to show you how all that works. So back on the dashboard. All right. So we're going to go down the list. Posts, like I said, basically for blogs. Let me click Add New and show you how it works. So you just enter a title, for example, my first blog post, and I'll just say, hi everyone, welcome to my site. All right. And over here I have categories. So if you want to organize it by years, by months, by stories, or however you really want to organize it or categorize it, WordPress gives you the option for categories. And you can add a new one, or you can have main content. That is one, I believe I set that one a while back, but uncategorized is the default one that you're given. You can give it tags, so it's organized, and it's easier to find when you're searching the site. So I can preview it. I can save a draft. So if I want to come back to it later, that is very helpful. And WordPress has done a good job of updating the site so it lets you work a little faster. Now all these buttons weren't usually always here, so it took a little longer to do things. Over here, there's actually a text tab, so we can add some HTML code if we want to. That's always fun. We can set a feature image, so if our site allows it, we can have it so each post has a thumbnail image that you can click on that then loads up the post. Sort of like whenever you post on a community forums or something like that. You have a little icon next to your name. Sometimes it places the image next to the post. So when somebody sees it, they can see that image associated with it. All right, menu items. This is something theme specific, so I'm not going to go over that. Media. So if you click library, oh, let me save my draft. No, I'm just going to move this to the trash. I don't want this. Okay. So if we go to media and you click library, this is going to take you to your page where this is all the videos and pictures that I have uploaded on my site. Obviously a lot. I've been uploading galleries for our behind the scenes ever since the first day in production. So I have a lot of content here. But if you want to add a new one, you usually just click this add new, and you can select a file on your computer, or for example, once you upload it, it'll take you to a page like this, and you can actually edit it so you can resize it if it's not according to the scale that you're looking for. Also, you have the URL, and this is something that you can copy and paste onto your pages, so it actually prints the image that way, or you can put that in the HTML code or the editor, somewhere else in the editor, so the CSS code, and that allows you to call these images in the code. So if you wanted to add it yourself, you can do that. This is just the URL, so you can actually reference it. And we go to pages. So this is what this site mostly consists of. So each page, each button that you click leads to a page. And I have several pages here. Some of these like Kickstarter funded back when we launched our Kickstarter campaign. It's not public anymore, so you can't actually see this on the page. But new gallery is mapped to the home page. So whenever you load up the site, you always see that. Some of these were plugin related. And you can add a new page the same way you add a new post. And you do the exact same thing, except here you can parent it so it's associated with another page. So you can have basically like a hierarchy of pages. You don't necessarily need to do this though, because it doesn't affect the way it's shown on the screen, because you do that through the appearance section. So the comments, this is mostly for blogging, so you can post your own comments. You can monitor comments that somebody posts on your page. But you don't always have to do that. Again, if it's a blogging site, usually you have to monitor it. But when you're using just pages, or your site isn't a blogging site, and it's, for example, for a film or a film company, or just something else you want to do for fun, you don't necessarily need it. Galleries, that is a plugin. Mail Poet, again, plugin. Appearance. This is where we get to change most of how our website actually looks. So if we go to themes, this is where you can assign the theme of what your site's actually going to look like. These are some of the ones that I have installed. They're all very nice. Some of them are nicer than others. But I have the Sunrise, this Pub Cafe one. And when you click Customize, it takes it to the custom features that are associated with this theme only. Each theme has its own customizable options. This layout is mostly the same on most of the sites now, but some of the options are different. So again, not too many options, but that's just the Customize section. Widgets, and this is where we can add, again, a little... So basically somewhere on our site, we can have a box show up that either gives us our calendar, recent comments, just a text that we want, maybe advertise. And we can map it with Twitter, so we can show some of our Twitter, our feed there. Calendar, categories. Again, if you have a blog, this is easy. This is an easy way to find your posts. So if you organize it by years, instead of organizing it by the menu, so let me actually load up the site and reference it as I'm speaking. So instead of having a drop-down menu here and organizing it through the menu bar, you can have it on the side here and have it organize categories that way. And the menus, this is actually where you can set, this is one of the most important features of the site, I believe, because this is where you set how these buttons actually work and what leads you where. So for example, there's home. If you hover over it, nothing happens. If you click it, it takes you home. If you hover over the About button, these 3 buttons drop down, and it's actually really simple to do this. So it might be a little complicated at first, but once you get the hang of it, it gets really easy and you can do it very quickly. And it's a lot of fun. So it's fun to organize the site and figure out a way that works best. And a lot of times if you get feedback from your friends or anybody who's actually looking at your site, they can give you some really good feedback about how to improve it and make it the best that it can be. So again, when I hover over the About, this is exactly what shows up. See, these 3 drop down, and you can assign what layer each drop down is on. So if I hover over the About, this little indent takes about the film and cast and crew. And if I want to make, when I hover over the About Us drop down, the film and cast and crew, all I have to do is click and drag it one more layer, and I'll do that for these 2. So if I save the menu and I go back to the page, Control F5 or just F5, About Us, and then it opens up these 2. See how that works? So you can experiment there, and it's very easy to organize it that way. Why can't I? There you go. All right, take it back to the way it was. Let me go to background here. And again, this is something that is theme specific. Some of them may have this, but there you can actually just change. The background's actually going to change this gray section back here. So we don't have to worry about that. And these options, basically the reason I showed you the background is that every time you install a different type of theme, you're going to get different options here on the left side. And I can't really say exactly what you're going to have because each theme has different options. And the editor, this is what I was talking about earlier, where you can change the code custom. So this is the style sheet. This is in CSS. So a lot of preset commands. You can have some smooth motion here, but this is the way that the developer set up the footer. So the color is set. I can manually change that. And all the templates over here are where some of the functions are set. Again, you can change the colors and the positions of certain items. You can erase things on the page. Again, I put a custom background here. I used that URL that I found from the media section that I was showing you earlier, and I copy and pasted it into here. So it actually looks kind of nice, and that's how I got this image back there. Again, I think I could have done it in the actual theme itself, but I'm so used to modifying the code myself that I didn't actually look at the theme options, and I changed it and sort of messed up the code. So now I have to change this manually, which is okay because I prefer it that way. All right, plugins. This is a big thing about WordPress. Plugins are basically what let your site be different than other sites. They are the foundation of what lets you customize your site. So basically, if you want to have galleries, again, you can install a gallery plugin. If you want to have a slideshow or a video playing or a video gallery, or let's see, you can have maybe a little game like a Flash game running. Sometimes they have that in here too. Basically, you click Add New and you search off of the huge library that they have here for you. Most of these are free. Actually, I believe all of these are free. I'm yet to find one that isn't free. I think they have free versions for all of these. Actually, that's how it works. Yeah, they have free versions. Most of them are not very good. And then they have the advanced versions that give you all the options. I use all the free versions. Users, basically you can control who is monitoring your site, how many accounts you have. So these are all the administrators. And in tools, this is where we get to some of the more advanced stuff. If you go to actually export, this is where you can actually export your code. So if you want to back up your site, you can do that here. If you export all the content, this way you can actually load in the file, the XML file, into another site. So if you want to transfer data, this makes it very convenient. Settings, this is usually where you can set some of the backbone options of your site, some of the behind the scenes. So the site address here, can't really change this. You set the tagline, so whenever somebody clicks on your site, title is Project Revan, and then this is usually what will pop up on Google. Change the date format, time zone, you set it to wherever you are. I'm not in New York though. I wonder why it says that. It's probably the closest thing to me. I'm in Maryland, so yeah. You can change what day of the week your week starts on. So I have it to Sunday because that's how it is. It would be Monday if I were in Argentina. And that's really convenient. And again, writing, I'm not going to go through all of these, but there's a lot of these little options that you can set here to help customize your site. You can go through here and figure that out. Contact form, this is also plugin specific. I'm not actually quite sure. Oh no, this isn't. I'm sorry. This is built into WordPress, I believe. But there are custom ones that you can actually set into the page. So this is what we have custom for Project Raven. And that is also theme specific. That's a plugin. And this is the actual theme options. This is what I was talking about earlier, that I actually modified the code custom and it sort of messed this up. But here, a lot of the themes will have their custom options that you can actually set your own and decide what you want your little icon up here to be when you click on the site. So instead of the little globe, you'll have your own custom icon. Like here, if you see it, it's actually the Mandalorian symbol for Clan Ordo. I had to set that custom. And it has a few more other options too. And if you want to go visit your site, hover over your name up here, the little house icon. It'll drop down, press visit site, and you can view your site and go back and forth, and it's very easy to change things. And that's really a basic rundown of how WordPress works. It's really easy to get into, and it's a lot of fun. Or again, like I said in the beginning, you can go and use WordPress.com, which is completely free, like WordPress.org, except you don't have the plugin features, and it's more blog-based. So it's a little simpler, and you can't really install a lot of themes like this. So a lot of these are custom features. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this informative, and hopefully you're motivated now to go and experiment with WordPress. Making websites is a lot of fun. I've made several in my life, and each time it's still the same level of excitement. I always like trying something new, and it's sort of like game development in that sense, where you do have to basically take what you learn and apply it when you're creating something, and you always get better at it. So you can always improve as you're using it. The more you use it, the more little tricks you figure out, and the easier it gets in that sense. So you can become a lot quicker at it, and you can start experimenting. Like this background, I actually made this work with the site specifically. I did this in Photoshop. So you can play around with it and create some pretty cool sites, like some of the professional ones that you see. So thanks guys for watching, and I'm planning on having some more tutorials on how to create things more specifically, basically a walkthrough of a site, sort of like what I did now, but I will be having a tutorial on how to actually install WordPress under the hosting service, because that's a complicated process and that can get a little confusing. So I'll walk you through that. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.